What's going on, everyone, and welcome back to yet another live stream. Of course, going to be going over yesterday's 3-0 win over Harrogate, and of course, going over Tuesday's game. Of course, the final night home game of the season against Colchester. Should be interesting chatting about that as well. But as always, keep up the quality support. Make sure to smash a like if you enjoy it. Of course, if you are tuning in, you are new for the first time, then please do subscribe. And of course, if you haven't, and if you want to donate, I've got the link to my Just Giving page for the Sleep Where You Stand. If you want to donate, it's completely up to you. But yeah, joined by Neil and Benji returns as well. But yeah, how you lads both doing?
Good, mate. Very good.
All right, mate. Yeah, nice one. All good.
Good to hear. But yeah, of course, as always as well, get your comments in the chat as well. Big up to Max as well. First one in. We got Max as well. Good evening. That was a good win, wasn't it? Yeah, it was. Yeah, I'm good as well. Evening to David Thatcher as well. But yeah, of course, going to be getting into it over the quality win yesterday. Pretty dominant display in the end. But yeah, Neil, going with you first. Of course, again, an unchanged lineup. And yeah, pretty sketchy first 20 minutes again. But yeah, what was your thoughts on the first half?
I know, yeah. First 20 minutes we were pretty indifferent. I thought as a whole, first half, I don't think we played. I think we went in 2-0 up at half time and didn't really play well at all, to be honest. Like looking at it I know you talk about the first 20 minutes, which weren't great for us, but I just think for 45 minutes we weren't really at it, even though we went in 2-0 up. I was surprised by Harrogate, to be honest, the way they set up. I didn't expect to see Armstrong and Beck up front together. And I thought they played the conditions better than us, to be honest. First spell of the game, I think Weavers probably looked at it, and if they could get the kick off the way what they wanted to, they probably thought, looking at their squad, their form, the 11 against our 11, their best opportunity to get any real success would be playing the conditions well. And I thought they did. I mean, balls flashed across our box first, for 10, 15 minutes, and it's taken sort of 2 moments of individual brilliance to get us 2-0 up, really. And they're both brilliant finishes. Don't get me wrong, they're brilliant finishes, both of them. But they are avoidable. Like if you're looking at it from a Harrogate side of things, I think Weaver would have been annoyed going in at half time and gone, we've had opportunities to get our noses in front there and build on something. Our centre forwards haven't taken it when balls have gone across the box. I mean, and the Collins one, the first one, they've sort of done everything right there, Harrogate, as far as they've got good shape. The ball's in front of them. Their back three as a centre is good, and McArdle sort of let them down because he hasn't pressed the ball, and Collins has whipped one top. It's a brilliant finish. It is a brilliant finish, but again, it's avoidable if you're looking at the Harrogate side of things. And then the Anderton and Anderson one again, I don't think we're playing great up until we get to it, and then he picks it up out wide. The ball comes in. Coots has got us playing quick. He wins a foul and we go again. But he's fronted up sort of Falkenham pretty much 10 yards off him. Falkenham's got himself square and he's let him go straight past him. And he's got to foul him, really. If you're looking at it from another point of view, from Harrogate's point of view, he's got to foul him there. If that's Coots, he fouls him all day because he's aware of what's around him and what's behind him. Once he's in the box, you can't touch him. But it's a great finish. He's put it away brilliantly. And to be honest, ever since sort of Stevenage, he's threatened to do that finish. He's always looking to go across into that far corner, whip one, and I think he had a sighter earlier in the game where it just flashed past.
Yeah.
But yeah, I thought we went in sort of 2-0 up without playing great, to be honest. I thought, yeah, if you was to go in at half time, Weaver of Harrogate would be annoyed of them for not, capitalising on what they had early, and then the 2 goals they conceded was pretty avoidable from their point of view. Mm-hmm. But, again, it's moments of brilliance. We've got players that can do that, and that's pretty much separating us at times when we're not playing desperately well. Yeah. Second half, we've done what we've done for a number of weeks now. We've managed games brilliantly. We went out there and we managed it spot on. And we're going to go into Tuesday now without spending, too much energy. We got it. We moved it, pinged them about. We pretty much broke their heart. They knew they couldn't get back into it. The third is them just basically wilting and losing concentration, and they pretty much had nothing to offer. I mean, considering the side they were when we played them at their place to what they are there, they're miles off it. I think they missed Connor Hall massively. Letting him go to Port Vale's cost them defensively. But but I thought Diarra caused us the problems until the injury, but then when he went off, it made life easier for us. But first half wasn't good for me. Second half was back to what we do really well, is manage games when we get our noses in front.
Yeah. I mean, it was interesting. Like you said, wasn't the best first half, but yeah, I think it was because that's what we needed. They were pretty much all over us as well. To be honest, even though we weren't playing that well, they pressed us well. Got us making mistakes. Everyone sort of took a while to get into the game, but that's what we needed. We needed a moment of brilliance to get on them really, and take control. And even to a few others as well. So many of you tuning in, even to Riley, Creeper, Gordo. We got Wayne in as well. Joe Morris, Kieran West saying as well. Just think before December, we were looking at trying to stay in the league, but the good form in recent months has given us belief. Yeah, I mean it's all thanks to really, of course, the change of formation. And you look at it, we've only lost two in the league since January, which is mad, to be honest. When we were all thinking at that time, it was not looking good. What a player, Billy. Evening to Ravi as well. Thanks for tuning in. Good win yesterday. Perfect birthday present from the Gas. Yeah, happy birthday. Yeah, what a win. That goal from Anderson. Yeah. Game management much improved. Yeah, it was excellent, really. It was like a training session. We played so well and kept the ball, and Elliot Anderson was definitely a big part in that. Yeah, that first goal was brilliant. The Rovers missed. I mean, to be honest, we didn't have loads of chances, really. The chances we had on target, I think we had 4 on target, scored 3. So it was an interesting one. Even to Jamie Stockley as well, saying game changed after Diarra went off. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, he looked very good. He doesn't usually start like you said. It was a weird because they had Muldoon on the bench, who's a starter. Patterson on the bench, he'd come on for Diarra. But yeah, it was weird with them going for Beck, who hardly plays for them up front. Even into Juxford as well. McCardle's a blast on the pass. Yeah, remember him at Bradford. Yeah, it was a weird pass. It was still an amazing finish because, like I said in my reaction, if that was Collins 3 months ago or whatever, he'd have messed that up and not had the confidence. But yeah, it was amazing, really. Evening lads, says Joe Bones as well. Rovers go up. Will Barton last the whole next season, or will he be gone? Let's get. I think he's obviously turned the team around. He's changed formation, which a lot of us weren't expecting because he was going with wing backs pretty much every week. But yeah, finally getting on to you, Benji. What did you make of it? Of course, like I said, unchanged from the win at Crawley, and yeah, very good performance. Let us know your thoughts.
Pretty much the same as Neil saw it, really, to be honest. I think we really struggled to get going and lacked any cohesion. And just that first goal, absolute worldie. It was just the individual quality that we have that wins us games, even when we're not playing well. That seemed to knock some confidence into us as well. And then after that, I thought we were really good. Neil picked up on game management. That's something that I was writing in my column about earlier this morning as well. The game management is so much better. We've got another clean sheet as well. If only we could have played like this earlier on in the season, but it's just impressive. Even when we're not, playing 100%, then we just come up with the goods somehow and then start looking like a great team. So, really, really pleasing result. 3 goals scored, none conceded. I think we've conceded 9 in the league in the last 15 games or 10 games or something like that. So, which is really impressive. Scored 24, so all heading the right way. So, fingers crossed we're in the top 7 come the end of the season.
Yeah, I mean it was annoying as well. When yesterday, Swindon got what was it, 96th or 97th minute winner at home, and and like you said, we're now on level points. I think it's with Sutton because of course they lost as well to Walsall. So yeah, I mean we just got to keep up this form really. We still got the best form in the league out of everyone in 2022, and yeah, we just got to keep it up, really. It's going to be an interesting, obviously, we got onto lineups and, in a bit, but it's going to be interesting because, of course, I think it was after, obviously, the last home game before Newport against Barrow, of course, Barton made a few changes. Of course, it's sort of the same this week, playing Colchester and then another big game next Saturday against Northampton. So it's going to be interesting, how it all comes about. But yeah, appreciate all of you tuning in. Keep smashing the like button as well. Keep getting your thoughts in the comments as well. Matt saying a Harrogate fan said to me that we have a great goalkeeper. I then said we have two great keepers. Yeah, and even, of course, Anzi wasn't even on the bench yesterday. It was Ward. But again, Belshaw didn't have loads to do, but what he did make some good saves, and and also he was even like coming out so far, wasn't he, as well, and taking it past a Harrogate player. I think it was once or twice he done that. So yeah, he's just that sort of player and that goalkeeper that we need to play the way Barton wants us to play. I mean, getting on to, we'll actually do a different. We go on to actual player ratings as well. Starting with you, Neil, what was your thoughts on Luca Hall yesterday?
I thought he just keeps on improving. He looks comfortable, looks pretty happy. Again, I don't think we played great first half, but nobody did. But I just think Harrogate set about saying this is going to be our best opportunity. These conditions, let's try and get as much success we can in their half and see if we can get balls across the front of goal. And it sort of worked for them a little bit. If they had two what I'd call out and out centre forwards, they've got two back to goal, no real threating behind centre forwards, and they just didn't twig on to what was flashing across our box. To be honest, it could have been different against another side maybe, but I thought Luca Hall's good. I think he defends the back post really well. He gets better and better at defending that back post, Luca, to be honest. But yeah, I've got no complaints with Luca Hall. Again, another clean sheet. Just keep riding on.
Yeah, exactly. And to be fair, with one of their better players as well, coming into the game, he was up against. Yeah, I thought he'd done. Even the yellow card from where I was in the platform, it looked like Diamond died for that. It looked like Luca Hall didn't even touch him, and he got a yellow for it. But yeah, again, very good. And like you said, he keeps improving. I mean, Benji, what was your thoughts on Hall as well? What did you make of him?
Yeah, I'm really, really pleased to see his development. So I think the Swindon game was sort of like a real turning point for him, because that, for me, he was starting to get really good defensively. But then he sort of hesitated when he got forward into space, wasn't, just running fearlessly into the space and wasn't making quick and smart decisions. But he always has his head up now when he's in the attacking phase, and his pace his runs are sort of fearless, and his pace is really electric. And he's always got his head up looking for the right pass or a pass to develop, rather than just making rash decisions or hesitating on the ball. So that's for me the biggest improvement in this game, and it's really good to see him getting a consistent run of games in the team as well.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it, that we're sort of lucky to have him, and and of course, especially the way in the change up formation. Of course, he played a few at the start of the season, then he had a bit of a rest. I think he had an injury as well, which kept him out a bit. But then, Barton's brought him back into the team, slowly but surely. And yeah, like you said, he's pretty much started 9 or 10 games, something like that. And yeah, he's been class. I hope we have a repeat of the Dagenham game against Scunny. It's going to be interesting to see. Of course, 10 cup finals, as Joey would say, and yeah, it would be amazing if we could have another Dagenham like the last day of the season again. Matt saying beardless Neil with no short sleeve shirt. He looks a different man. Yeah.
Scrub up all right, like when I need to, I scrub up all right. I'm a solid 8 when I want to be.
Joe Bones saying, yeah, Belshaw to go. Yeah, good to see him play really well against his old club. Still find it weird at what happened with there, where he was there for so many years, come up from the lower leagues with him to get into the Football League, and then all of a sudden, you're not going to be our first choice. But yeah, thanks for the Harrogate. I really do appreciate it. He's been unbelievable for us on a free as well. And really, we need to give him another contract. He's only got like a year left, I think, after this season. Yeah, Creeper agreeing as well. Big up to Chris as well. Big up the panel. Hope you're well. Yeah, all good, mate. And again, another Carlisle mine on fire since a new manager come in. 4 wins in a row. Beat Northampton yesterday 2-1, and going to be interesting when we play you in a couple of weeks as well. But yeah, appreciate support as always. Creeper saying you too as well. But yeah, I mean, getting on to Taylor, Neil. Again, what did you make of him? Pretty solid again, wasn't he, Taylor?
He's sort of he's been one of the ones that you think, even early doors, you sort of know what you're going to get with Connor Taylor. Even when we were sort of indifferent and players were, pretty inconsistent and weren't desperately fit, I just think Connor Taylor doesn't really get spoke about anymore, because you don't need to. He is what he is. He does what he does, and you come to expect it. His instructions are pretty clear. Win the first contact, and everyone else deals with anything after that. And yeah, I mean, he's a mainstay in him and Connolly. Once they're there, they got to stay there. To be honest, like I said, that back four with Finley and Coots, that's our best platform of playing anything off of it. And yeah, Connor Taylor's mainstay. He does what he does, and he does it well.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, your thoughts as well, Benji, on that sort of partnership, and what did you make of Taylor and Connolly again yesterday? Clean sheet as well.
Partnership's amazing. I think the partnership, both of them suit each other well in terms of they have different sort of parts to their game. Taylor for me is like the go-getter and the line leader. He's tool, and he's the one who's always going to win balls in the air. He wins literally every ball in the air. You never fear he's ever going to lose a header. And Connolly's really good on the ball as well, and mops up well and is just really smart with his work. And so it's pretty amazing to think they're both two really young kids on loan from championship clubs as well. But they're doing so well together. An unlikely partnership, but one that's really dependable for us. You very rarely see them put a foot wrong, and you literally know what you're going to get with both of them, and they deliver week in, week out. So really happy with them. Yeah,
it's an interesting one, isn't it, as well? Of course, we got him in, and since that Peterborough game, he's been pretty much sort of one of the different aspects that why we've done well, that we finally found a really good centre-back partnership. Of course, you got one, like you said, Taylor wins everything, and then Connolly that comes out, plays the pass, both feet as well. And again, really solid, and happy for them to get a clean sheet as well. And of course, the next one, Anderton, also it was weird as well, because I didn't realise that he got the assist for the first goal until I watched the highlights. And he was basically playing striker when he got the assist. And going with you, Neil, what did you make of Anderton? I thought, to be honest, like me personally, I thought he was very poor, like again first half, but then he sort of just come into his own like everyone else did in the second half.
Yeah, again, Saturday was a bit of a weird one, really, because they were polar opposites as far as the way that the halves played out, due to the conditions and the fact that goals change games, and we was able to manage it loads better second half. But I think when Rovers play well, Anderton seems to play well, but when we don't play so great, he sort of stands out as not being a great performer for us. But I've said before with Anderton, he's acceptable, he's fine, he's okay, he does a job, he's decent for our squad, and I've never got any real concerns when I see him in the team sheet. But when we're up and running and everyone's firing and fully fit, he doesn't start for me. But as of yesterday, again, fine. But you should be against sides like Harrogate's, Crawley's, and all these. It's when you get into the big hitters, you've got to perform in that top seven. I'm not saying I don't think he will, but those are the times when you've really got to be at it and play really well and win your individual battles. And hopefully he can keep doing this, Anderton.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Creeper said when the summer transfer window opens, I think we should sign a striker, then renew contract. Yeah, it's going to be an interesting one. There's loads of stuff, of course, depending, what league we're in, etc. All the loans. Will we get them again? Of course, older players leaving, and I think again, it's going to be whatever league we're in. It's going to be another big summer. Players coming in and out, really. Matt's congratulating Chris and Carlisle on their win. What was your thoughts, Benji, on Anderton yesterday?
I think he was just much like the rest of the team. Didn't really do a lot or play too well until we got going. Clearly, confidence is a big part of his game. He was a real confidence player. I always go back to the first game of the season away at Mansfield, and I thought he was really solid then. And that was typical of his game. Puts in some great tackles, big, strong physical presence. Also really effective in the opposition penalty box from corners and crosses. But there has been an improvement to his attacking game as well. And so when he runs forward now, he carries the ball a lot better. And he's when you think he's got an assist and he's almost playing striker, you must think he's getting a nosebleed playing that high up the pitch. But he's actually a lot more effective in that last bit of the pitch. I thought so. Stevenage was another interesting one because I don't think he had the end product then, but he was getting forward well. But if his end product improved in terms of crossing as well, then he'll be an even better player. But he's certainly improved so much, and he's been quite consistent with his performances. Always committed, always gives you 100%. So I'm sure he's a popular guy in the team as well. So good to have him around.
Yeah, I agree. So getting on to the next one with you, Neil. Of course, he got a goal, and overall, what did you make of Elliot Anderson playing sort of left mid/left wing?
I thought he played well. Yeah, like again, first half, much of them didn't do too great as far as the way the game played out, but as far as what we needed at that time, which was moments of individual brilliance to get us ticking. You know, Collins popped up first, and like I said, early doors, he came inside and he had a sighter to try and find that far corner early on, and he obviously saw how the game was playing out. He could see that if he hugged that touchline, he could get a bit of success coming off the line and driving into the box from there and isolating sort of them three centre halves on that side. Well, the centre half on that side and coming into sort of Mercado in the middle and being able to whip the ball around the corner. And he happened, and I think he sort of outshone Evans again on Saturday. I said I don't think to date, from what I've seen of them when they played together, they complement each other all that great. I think sort of one always falls short. They don't really play great together. And I think Elliot Anderson sort of edged him in what that game needed on Saturday, with Evans sort of just doing okay. Didn't really come up with anything. Things didn't really come up from it. Again, he found himself deep in spells. I've seen Finlay ahead of him a lot of the time, which I didn't like. But that's me nitpicking in a 3-0 win again, you know. But yeah, Elliot Anderson, yeah, fine, good.
Yeah. Shea Wibby's big up to you. Thanks for tuning in. As always, all three of those goals yesterday were class. Agree. Simon Bracey saying, I can't believe how attractive Neil looks tonight. What a great shirt. Gutted I'm straight up the cast. Chris saying, Harrogate seemed to have dropped off. I swear they were on fire. We was saying on the preview, the Harrogate preview, that we were going there really nervous because we were on such awful form, and Harrogate, I think they were in the top 5 at the time, maybe even 3rd. So yeah, I mean, it's going to happen though. I think with of course Sutton seemed to be, I know they lost on the weekend, but they sort of seem to be still up there. But yeah, Harrogate, I think, because they've got such a small squad, I think the 2 strikers have dropped off a lot. And yeah, it's always going to happen. Very small squad, and you know for them it's still an amazing season, really, with their budget and everything going on. So yeah, it's always going to happen. I prefer Neil's other look.
We're going off topic here, aren't we?
But yeah, I mean,
this is turning into a Neil review show rather than a Harrogate review show.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. What was your thoughts on Elliot Anderson, Benji?
Yeah, that class from that finish is just unreal. Literally surprised that he drove. Well, I wasn't actually surprised, but it's just amazed, really, actually, like how far he managed to progress with the ball. And as soon as he got it out on that wing, just literally had that one thing in mind, just drove straight through everyone. Just sheer class. You might be a bit annoyed if you're the Harrogate manager or the defenders looking back at it, but what a goal! It's his 2nd goal, I think, for us, isn't it? And it's and 2 are of really decent quality. So. He's got that class, and he's got this really good agility, and he seems to like glide past people as well. And he's always someone you want in your team as well, because he wants the ball and will always go and look to receive it. And so in that sense, he's a bit of a dream for the back line as well, because you've always got a really good option in him ahead of you. So rewarded with another really good goal.
Yeah, it's just his EA just oozes quality and confidence, you know, even when it's not going his way, he always wants the ball. I think especially in Premier League, you know, coming through Premier League sort of academies like he is at Newcastle, they sort of teach him that and do a lot of work, close play and getting on the ball always, you know, even if you're not having the best of games. And yeah, he was class, of course, got man of the match as well yesterday, and yeah, done really well. Yeah, of course, Dave, even into Dave saying about, yeah, of course, injured. I think, yeah, Barton was saying that he's got like a bruise or something on his leg. I think he was stamped on or whatever, or bad challenge from the Newport game. So going to be interesting to see if he's back on the bench, maybe even back in the starting 11, but probably be on the bench for Tuesday. But of course, we'll get into all that. Yes, start of the season was terrible. Now look at our squad. Yeah, I think there's a lot of things, of course. You look at the amount of injuries we've had, the formation, we got rid of a lot of dead wood in the January window. And yeah, I think just a settled team, and Barton's, of course, has been helped with that, you know, players coming back from injuries, and fingers crossed, yeah, most of our players can stay fit as well. Gordo saying Anderson's goal reminded me of Gaffney's goal. Yeah, you know, Gaffney was sort of like that. Of course, different players in positions, but yeah, the way he sort of dribbled with the ball as well. I mean, getting on to Neil again, what was your thoughts on Finley starting again back-to-back games?
I think the suspension time limit must have finished now for Finley, because he's playing miles more than I thought he would do with play coming up to his 10th booking. So I think that must have just surpassed now, and it's not relevant anymore. I thought, you know, Finley's got loads of aspects to his game. So when games aren't all that free flowing and we're not moving it great and all the rest of it, he can dig in battle and go and win them second balls, go and try and fight to get that ball back, you know, do the hard yards, do the ugly stuff. So he's always valuable in whatever situation, you know, the game finds itself in. Thought he was industrious, you know, worked hard, tried his best, but when it comes to the second half, you know, it's just a matter of ticking over. We're all looking at a side there that's basically got Colchester in mind on a Tuesday night, saving its legs, moving it. Subs are smart, I thought, you know. Again, Finley's another one of them where you don't really have to speak too much about him. You know what you're going to get with him. You know, he's decent, you know, and he's quality on the ball and he's quality off the ball.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, what was your thoughts, Benji, on Finley and that Coots partnership again? Of course, I comment. I can't stop laughing. But yeah, what did you make of that midfield two of or the screen, as Neil likes to say, of Finley and Coots?
Yeah, the screen indeed. They both offer something different. Coots has been so much more consistent, and he's just he's dependable in that sense. Coots is just effective in slotting in between the centre backs, or breaking up play, building attacks with effective passing. So Finley is obviously a lot more. Finley's more tenacious, more agile, more just more creative, and he's just got the ability to turn on the ball and turn a few players inside out. I think the amnesty for yellow cards is after 37 games. So obviously Colchester is the 37th game. So hopefully, touch wood, he can get through that without getting booked, and then we didn't have to worry. And that would be one massive weight off his mind, because losing Finley for 2 games isn't the end of the world, but it does mean a lot to this team to have him there. And Finley's got a worldie of a goal in him as well. He's scored a couple against Exeter and Stevenage as well. So he also brings that threat to the team. But it's just really, really good to have such a player of his quality in our team, really. He definitely shouldn't be playing in this league, but thankful we've got him.
Yeah, absolutely. And like Neil always says, you know, when you've got them two in there, they just, like you said, they offer both parts. You know, Finley can drive, but he can also, I think he done that tackle yesterday when we were, you know, started off playing poorly. He done that tackle and everyone, you know, got up, and yeah, he's pretty much a complete midfield player, really. He can tackle, he can shoot, he can run with the ball, he can pass a ball, he can switch it like he was doing yesterday. He's class. Big up to Niall as well. Hello, Charlie, my guy. Appreciate you tuning in. Gordo saying, I think COVID played a big part of poor start to the season. A lot of players were off it due to recovering or having COVID. Yeah, there was a lot of that in the Rovers dressing room. I mean, getting on to Harry Anderson, of course, the last 2 players, keep smashing the like button if you haven't already, if you are enjoying it. If you are new, of course, don't forget to subscribe as well. But yeah, what was your thoughts on Harry Anderson, Neil?
I think, again, what you're going to get from Harry Anderson is graft and hard work. You know, if things aren't going right for him, if he's not seeing a lot of the ball, he'll always tuck in. He'll either go and look for it, or go and affect the play with either pressing centre halves or fullbacks, or trying to win the ball back, or affect play. He's not one of these wingers that hides and just waits. You know, you see a lot of wide men that if it's not going for them, if they're not getting it, they'll lug that touchline and just wait for the ball to come to them. He always tries to affect the game in the right way, whether things are going right for Rovers or not. You know, he'll try and affect the play of the other team, be it, you know, pressing, receiving it deep, trying to go out the other side. He wants to be involved some way. He doesn't really hide, and you don't often get that from wingers. Wingers normally, you know, I've watched and played with loads of them. They just hug that touchline. They're pretty inconsistent because they don't want to do much off the ball. Anderson's different from that. I think he looks to want to affect the game as much as he can, whether Rovers are playing well, whether we've got lots of the ball, whether we haven't. I mean, early part of the season when we weren't playing well, you could see he's got the work ethic and the graft to try and turn the game round. And I think that pretty much showed first half. He was getting frustrated, but he was willing to try and do something to affect the game, to try and get us ticking. Second half, again, it's like most of them, it's a routine performance for Rovers at the minute as far as game management. Everyone knows exactly what the patterns are and what they need to do, and he was good at it.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. And yeah, I that's a big point as well to look at as well. Like you said, you see a lot of these wingers, you know that if it's not going for them, they hide and don't want to get into the game. But no matter what sort of performance, if we're playing really well or not playing well, we always working hard for the team. Like you said, Graft always wants the ball as well, always looking to defend or go in attack as well. And yeah, he's been a very, very good signing. It's a shame really that we didn't have Luca Hall for more really, or Luca Hall didn't have that injury, because he's definitely been missed from having a whole season of playing on the wing. He's done a good job at wing back, but yeah, he's again really good. Yeah, what did you make of Harry Anderson, Benji?
Yeah, so I just love his work rate. I was speaking to some Posh fans yesterday actually, and they were just saying that they were surprised he's turned up in League Two. Definitely another one of those players who's effective at a higher level than that. His work rate's amazing. I think he's added a lot to his game defensively from playing that wing back position. And I know that he has played defensive roles previously, but obviously he was played out of position. I don't think it was the right shape for us. And playing as a wing back, there's a lot asked of you to get forward and to get back. And so since he's been playing in mostly his preferred positions on the wings, and he's just it's been incredibly effective. And I think it's been great to see him chip in with a goal as well. So top sort of player to have in your team. I love that James Milner style kind of like work rate that you get from him. It's brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. And of course, getting on to the final one, of course, Aaron Collins grabbing a brace, of course, nearly had a hat trick. And yeah, we've talked about that goal at Oxford, and he's just, and they were saying it on the radio actually yesterday. He must be, I know Matt and Jamil Matt and Matty Stevens, of course, got the most goals, but to be fair, they haven't been scoring a lot for a while. Really, they've got their goals early on, and he must be the top goal scorer for up there, probably with McCurdy for most goals since the turn of the year. And yeah, his form, of course, got his 13th goal in all competitions yesterday, of course, taking his tally up to 11, the most goals he's ever got in a season as well. And yeah, what did you make of him, Neil?
It's just a menace, isn't he? Just a menace of a centre forward, really. Just he won't give you a moment's peace, whether it's going well or not for him. He always backs himself. If he misses chances, if he loses a ball, if his touch isn't great to start with, he always backs himself to go again and play well. And he's another one. He doesn't really shy away, hide, get down on himself if things don't go well. If things aren't going great for him, what you will get out of him is just raw effort. To try and affect the game again, a bit like Anderson again. He'll try and affect the game when he hasn't got the ball. Pressing centre halves, chasing lost causes, winning fouls in good areas. And when he fancies it, he'll try something, and and at the minute it's coming off for him. Two brilliant finishes again, two avoidable goals from Harrogate's point of view. He should have been squeezed for the first, but he set it outside the post and he's whipped it in brilliant. It's a great finish. Second goal, that's the first 2 months of the season. God knows where that goes, but it don't go in. And that's where he's at the minute, Collins, as far as his centre forward. He's happy. He knows exactly what he expects from himself. His standards are high. He expects to score, and he's looking good in front of goal now.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it was weird, wasn't it? Because even, like you said, it took him a while to get his goal, but like you said, even when it was going wrong for him, he was still chipping along, getting effort, getting chances. But yeah, now they're coming. It's really good to see. Yeah, what was your thoughts on Collins, Benji? What did you make of his brace?
Two strikes right out of the top drawer. I love the second one was just really shows his confidence for me, because he never would have tried that when he wasn't scoring last year. But yeah, like you said earlier, he's just scored so many goals. I think since November he started scoring, wasn't it? And so he's just been scoring consistently since then. He's definitely that maverick type player, so he gives you something different to everyone else in the team, and he just has that ability to run across lines and then through channels. And as Neil said, he's a bit of a menace. So he's got a cracking finish in him. Hopefully he can keep adding to his tally. But yeah, he's pretty good fun to watch as a fan.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. Like you say, you can't really go wrong. A lot of good performances yesterday. And yeah, as always, keep getting your thoughts in down below. Of course, we're going to be going on talking about the Colchester game now. Quickly starting off with league tables. Of course, Rovers joint level on 7th place with Sutton, but goal difference is why we're 8th. But yeah, 116, drew 9, lost 11 on 57 points. As we know, it's so close at the top of the league, and I think it's 2 or 3 points separating us and second place, which is mad. And then Colchester are currently 19th, played 36, won 9, drew 12, and lost 15, currently on 39 points. So it's going to be interesting. Of course, getting on to away form as well. The last 5, and their last game actually was on the weekend against Scunthorpe. Scunthorpe did actually take the lead, but 3 goals from Colchester got them a massive 3 points at the bottom of the league. I think they're 7 or 8 points clear of the drop now, Colchester. So as long as they sort of keep their form up, of course, hopefully not against us, but after us, it should be all right. But then they lost 3-0 to Northampton away, lost 2-1 against Mansfield away, beat Orient away, and beat Salford away 3-0. But yeah, it's going to be interesting. Of course, we've seen Rovers form looking very good. But getting on actually to the last meeting, of course, which was on the 19th of October. Don't really want to go over it, but of course, we're going to have to talk about it. And of course, all of us were there as well. And it was of course, when the lineups come out, everyone was shocked because it was mad. It was like a 3-4-2-1, basically tried to get all of his attacking players on. Of course, we had a back three of Taylor, Harries, and Kilgore. Evans and Whelan sitting, Nicholson playing as right mid / wing backs, and then Collins and Thomas just behind Pittman. Going on to you, Neil, first. What did you make of that? And of course, also adding in, of course, we ended the game with 9 men. Of course, Mike Tyson, Trevor Clark getting a red card after being on the pitch for about 5 minutes, and Harry's getting another yellow as well for his time wasting with like 10 minutes to go. And of course, Chilvers got the goal for them. He's the one on the thumbnail, used to actually be on loan at Bath, but scored 2 on the weekend as well. So he's the one to look out for. And of course, the McPittman Bake, whatever you want to call him, getting the goals for us. But yeah, what did you make of that game, Neil?
It was just a circus of a game, wasn't it? Like, it was just a comedy show from start to finish, whether it be the way we set up, how we played, the personnel that was put out there to play, the referee, and the way the goals went in and the red cards. It was just crazy from start to finish, to be honest. It was probably, I think, did we go into Colchester off the back of Harrogate?
I think so. I'm not too sure.
Because I think he sat Evans in the screen, and to be honest, it was probably the only good game he's had in there, because he had Akers in there, because they were under Mullins. They were quite a laboured side, pretty experienced, not a lot of legs, and he had all the time in the world to do what he did. But we weren't great going forward at that point. How we were in the season, we weren't that great. We were indifferent as far as personnel. Nothing was really consistent. We got our noses in front, and to be honest, it should have been plain sailing from there on out. Colchester didn't really cause us any problems, but the finish was incredible. The finish was incredible from them. I don't think if he tried that 50 times again, it goes in. He's hit that sweet on the full, outside of the book, and it's outside of the boot, and it's gone right round Belly's hand into the bottom corner. I mean, you can't believe it when it goes in, but I just stood there clapping because it was that good a finish. Yeah. And then what happens after that is just it's just a circus, isn't it?
Yeah, it was a weird, like you said, you went with an attacking team, had so many chances really, but like you said, we took the lead earlier on in the second half, and then we had so many, even second half. Remember, Kilgore missed a chance from like 2 or 3 yards out. Collins, again, that was before we hadn't scored a goal. We missed a 1-on-1, should have scored, and you just seen it coming, especially after the 2 red cards we had. And I can't remember the ref, but it was a Premier League ref. I can't remember his name, but yeah, he was just, it was a shambles. And then, like you said, and it was Chilvers that got the goal on the volley. Like you said, if he'd done that 50 times, he was never going to score. But yeah, great finish. But yeah, keep smashing the like button. 41 of you in. Can we get 50 likes? That'd be class. But yeah, what was your thoughts, Benji? I know, of course, you were there as well. I remember speaking to you at halftime saying, why the hell haven't we scored yet? Or how haven't we scored yet? But yeah, what did you make of it overall?
Yeah, I think it's just another one of those where, well, two things. One, where we look back at the lineup and the way we used to play, I think it shows how far we've come, and also, it has taken us quite a long time to find that formula. So with 3-4-2-1, as you rightly put up there, with a lot of square pegs and round holes, trying to get all of his best players on the pitch by playing Nicholson at left wing back, and then Harries was in there, Kilgore was in there. This is when Coots was still on the bench as well, so we were a different team, and Colchester were as well. But yeah, that game was a circus is a great way to describe it, as Neil said. It had its comedy value with the red cards at the end. Trevor Clark coming on and karate chopping someone or whatever it was that he did, and Harry's amassing another one of his many cards. But yeah, so I just think, and you look at the personnel we had up top as well. So most of them don't even play for us or start anymore. So we had, was it Thomas, Collins, and Pittman. We had an awful lot of chances in there. Collins should have scored that one-on-one. I remembered that, but I just hope that the second thing, which is that we just continue this trend of getting some good results against teams that we had poor results against last time out, because Colchester should have been beaten by us, and we should have managed that game a lot better. But we are better at game management now. We've got a more settled side, and I'm going to back us to get the win on Tuesday.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, like you said, it was a one to get really so annoying. But yeah, like you said, hopefully we can sort of back the trend like we have been doing. And of course, hopefully getting the, performances and wins. Of course, 10 games to go. And yeah, it's another one, especially before Northampton, where we really need to be picking up the 3 points. And of course, gutted really that it's going to be the last night game of the season at home, because, I love like night games as lot as, like many people do. But yeah, I mean, we're going to get into lineups now. It's going to be an interesting one. Like we said, let us know in the comments. Would you change anything? Of course, with, I think 3 or 4 days after that, we've got Northampton away. So let us know in the comments, would you change anything? And then, of course, we will get on to score predictions. But yeah, starting with you, Neil, first, what would you do? Would you keep it the same or make a few changes, maybe 1 or 2? What would you do?
Saturday, from the previous Saturday as well. I think that setup should take care of Colchester and what they are as an outfit. I'd bring Sammy onto the bench. If he's fit enough to be there, I'd put him on the bench and lose Luke Thomas from it. I know Connolly got a knock late, and if he's not fully fit, then I'd just put Anderton in at centre half and play Trevor Clark as a left back, to be honest. I know that I think they set up, from what I saw of the highlights of what Colchester did, they've set up the same as us, really, as far as a system. If they come to us and do that's suicide. They'll get absolutely eaten alive by us. They just will not live with us. So I hope Brown does come and try and do that. But I'd be amazed if he comes and plays 4-2-3-1 against us. We'll absolutely decimate them, because although from Mullins, he's obviously got rid of a bit of experience to try and make him a bit more expansive. The goals that I saw, sort of what Chivers did and the way they did, how they operated in that, Sears up top with 3 behind them. The goals they scored against Scunthorpe, they're never scoring them against us. They're just not scoring them sort of goals against us. So I expect this to be really light work for Rovers heading into Northampton. We should really take care of Colchester comfortably, to the point of it not even being the same sort of first half you had against Harrogate. If all's right and we're at it and we take care of our individual battles, Colchester should not be an issue for us.
Yeah. I mean, so yeah, of course, going over that, what would be, of course, you started the defense, but going in midfield, what would you do? I
play Coots and Finlay as a screen. I play Elliot Anderson, and I play Evans, and I play Harry Anderson. I keep it the same because the conditions played a big part in how we operated first half. And I mean, conditions, they're going to be what they are. You can't affect them, but what you can do is try and nail down being better at dealing with them conditions. And I just don't think we'll have that. I just don't think we'll be like that again. We learn pretty quick as a side now, Rovers. When things don't go right, we sort of stamp it out and nail it down quick. And Coots is massive for us with things like that. He sort of, although Joey's in the dugout, he mirrors us on the pitch, Coots, for that. He gets us right. He assesses patterns. He sees where the game's going long before it gets there. His football IQ is massive for us. Even when we've got loads of the ball, like even at Stevenage, we had loads of the ball. We were in their half, but Coots was orchestrating all of it. He knows exactly what is happening 10 minutes before it happens and where the game's heading. So I just don't see what happened against Harrogate happening again, to be honest, as far as playing them conditions the way we did. So like I said, I'd go unchanged, and I think we'd make light work of Colchester, to be honest, if they come and match us, which I just think would decimate them if they come and match us.
Yeah, that's interesting. No changes from you. Gordo saying I'll drop Collins, keep him for the Northampton game and play Loft or Saunders. Matt says Belshaw, Hall, Taylor, Connolly, Trevor Clark, left back, Coots, Elliott, Harry Anderson, Evans, Collins, and Loft. So you'd go Collins in the cam, I think, and then play Loft up front. Save Finley for Northampton unless necessary. Chris is saying Scunthorpe are literally the worst team in the league for a reason. Everyone beating them in the league. Yeah. Even into that as well. Appreciate you tuning in. Hi everyone. Hope everyone's good. All good, mate. Appreciate the support as always. Might keep Anderton. I expect you to have too much for Colchester. Yeah. I mean, Benji, what about you? Would you rest any, or would you go with the same team like Neil's doing?
No, I'll go with the same team. Don't change a winning team. We have had quite a difficult run in terms of going Saturday, Tuesday quite a lot, but there's no reason to change it. No reason to rush Sammy Nick back. The only thing that he might think about is, if it's the last game, then he might look at maybe starting Whelan instead of Finley, but I don't think he will. I think he'll just play him because Finley's been impeccable in the way he's managed himself in games recently. There's nobody on the bench who's going to improve the starting 11. I don't think at the moment. Aside from maybe someone like Nicholson, but then again Harry Anderson's such a good person to have in your team up there with his work rate that I don't think he's going to get dispossessed straight away either. So yeah, can go unchanged, and I'll back us to take care of Colchester with that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I'd go for the same team as well. Of course, if Sammy's back in contention, just let him be on the bench. He can come on maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, etc. But yeah, I completely agree what everyone's saying. Really, I wouldn't go with any of this Loft business. He's got to earn his space. You can't just Collins is on fire. You can't just. I know you'd say rest him, but you can't. He's just on fire, and he's crucial to our team. Even into Benjamin Dart as well. I think he'll swap Coots in for Whelan to rest Coots. Well, I've got a super chat here as well. Carbon Colex as well. Appreciate that. £2 super chat. And he's going with a 4-0 Rovers win as well. Thomas hat-trick, belly bicycle kit. But yeah, appreciate that. As of course, we will get into that as well. But yeah, really do appreciate the kind donation of £2. Of course, if you feel free to super chat, then you can do. You don't have to, but it's up to you. But I appreciate that as well. Yeah, getting into predictions now. Going with you, Neil, first. What are you expecting? Do you think it'll be another high-scoring game to, of course, get our goal difference up as well? Because that's what we could do with as well, innit?
Yeah, I expect us to make really light work of Colchester, to be honest. I mean, it's another one where you look at them as a side, what they've got is personnel, their system, how they set up and their approach. And we're pretty much player for player better than them. We're in every attribute that we've got. I don't see how they cause us a problem, to be honest. If we're at it. Again, it's one of them games again. The only way we let ourselves down is through attitude. And if we're not, if we think we're going to breeze it, if we go in, and again, what I talk about us learning from our mistakes pretty quick. I don't think Oldham happens against to us now. It just won't. We won't let it happen to us again. So yeah, I can see 3-0 again, to be honest. I just think we should make light work of Colchester, and we could see out, the last 30 minutes, 20 minutes again with just making them chase it.
Yeah, absolutely. What about goal scorers? Might as well chuck that in as well. What do you reckon?
You could see Collins getting another couple, to be honest. You could see any of them front four getting goals against Colchester for me, to be honest. So just take your pick, really. I mean, Evans could come up with some. Again, he was quiet, to be honest, Saturday, but he's never going to be quiet for long. Even if he doesn't do something, even if he doesn't have a brilliant, consistent game, he pops up with something normally. Wouldn't surprise me if he gets one Tuesday, to be honest.
Yeah, completely agree. Keep smashing the support, of course, if you haven't already. Do hit the like button. Can we get 50 likes? That would be class on the live as well. Of course, if you left, I know a lot of people are just putting their score predictions. If you left them in earlier, which I know a few people did, then please put them back in the comments and I'll go over. But we'll go over a few quickly before Benji's. Wayne Clark has gone for a 3-1 gas. Simon Bracey has gone again for another 3-0 win. 3-0 again, straightforward win. Matt is going for 4-1 Rovers. So for us to concede, but to score 4. Chris as well is going for a 3-0 win. Gordo's going for a 3-0 win as well. But yeah, Benji, what's your thoughts on Tuesday against Colchester? How confident are you?
Confident. I think player for player, we've got a lot greater quality in our team. There's some experience and some good talent in Colchester's team, but I think we should on paper have far too much for them. So I'm also going to go with 3-0. Who am I going to go with for goal scorer as well? Collins is going to have to bag, isn't he? And I'm going to back Anthony Evans to get one as well, and Harry Anderson to get the third. That'll be a good way to round it off. So yeah, I'm going 3-0 gas again.
Yeah, another 3-0 win, and I'm going to join you as well. I'm going to say 3-0 as well. Yeah, I mean, quickly going in with lineups. I did actually. Yeah, unchanged. But yeah, I'm also going for a 3-0 Rovers win. I think Collins to get 2, and I think Harry Anderson will get one as well. Probably a couple of assists from Evans to add to his tally. Jamie Stockley is going for a 2-0 Rovers win. Finley and Evans. Vaughan tuning in. Sorry I'm late. No worries. Appreciate you just tuning in. Hope you're doing well. Appreciate your support as always. Loft for Finley is my only change. Riley Clark going with a Collins brace again. Yeah, it'd be nice for him to get another brace. Maybe even a hat trick. Who knows? Be nice for Loft to grab one. Yeah, I mean, I don't know how long it's going to take him to get his first goal. He actually nearly had one on the weekend, actually, but if it went for a good block. Simon Bracey going with a Collins double and Barkley again, as in Elliot Anderson. He does, to be fair, look like Barkley, to be honest. Same sort of like hairstyle, but yeah, same as yesterday. Vaughan going with a 2-0 Rovers win. Collins on lucky 13. Jerry as well, appreciate you tuning in, going with a 5-0 Rovers win. Wow, it'd be nice to get 5. That'd definitely boost. I think, what is it we're on? Is it +8 goal difference now, Rovers?
I think so, yeah. 8.
Yeah. So, yeah, it'd be nice to get up to 13. Leon Clark. Yeah, injured again, I think. Injured again, yeah. Seems to, he seems to come on or start like he did against Barrow. Then, yeah, you don't see him for a month. So, yeah, he won't be here in the next season anyway. He'll be gone. Just win, and we're in the top 7. Swindon and Sutton play each other. Yeah, I don't know what the other games are, but yeah, there's still plenty of teams up where we are, fighting and playing each other as well. I think Loft will get one. It would just slot into place for him, hopefully. We're on +9, are we? +9, saying Matt's. I'm not sure. But yeah, thanks for letting us know. Yeah, keep getting your predictions if you haven't already. We're going to end the stream in a minute as well. But yeah, like you've heard, all of us have literally gone with an unchanged team, gone for a 3-0. And yeah, plenty of people in the comments as well think we're going to win as well. Seeing, 5-0, 2-0, 3-0. 2-0, 3-1, 4-1. So yeah, plenty of optimistic Rovers fans again. Why not as well? Great form, just won 3-0. But then, yeah, of course, going into Northampton next week, like we always do, we'll be back on Wednesday for another live preview of the Northampton game. Of course, we usually do really well against them. So yeah, hopefully we'll be chatting again again about a good win. Fingers crossed against Colchester. But yeah, like I said, thanks for the amazing support as always. Thanks to everyone that's tuned in tonight. A lot of people tuning in. Always the support. Appreciate, of course, Neil and Benji for coming on again as always. And yeah, like I said, great support as always from you lot. Keep liking, subscribing to the channel as always. And yeah, I'll be back again with another match reaction tomorrow, of course, straight after the game. And like I said, live again on Wednesday at 7 p.m. So make sure you turn on notifications as always, and hopefully see most of you here again. But yeah, thanks for watching. Hopefully a masterclass again on Tuesday and up the gas.